Hey guys, how's it going? We are back with episode number 2 of City Skylines. I apologize for the lengthy delay between the videos. Um, just got a little bit crazy at work. I'm just trying to get back into it. I decided to do this one as heck. What's going on here? Oh, just a glitch. Decided to do this one as a video. I will be live streaming again eventually, based on the feedback. We do have a mix of people who like uh, not the speed builds and all that. So I may end up a couple of these episodes I might turn into a speed build. So there might be an episode 2 regular speed and then an episode 2 speed build. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet or when I'm going to try that out, but I figured I will give it a shot, so we're going to go ahead and click the unpause button here and let this go. As of right now, we discussed before, I am running at with the regular budget and letting the city build organically. When I do start terraforming and needing to do things, especially terraforming and building the big projects, highly detailed stuff that I would like to get going, it is going to it is going to eat up a lot of the money, and it eats it up very fast, so I may end up going to unlimited funds, but we will see how that works out. I do plan on doctoring this interchange up a little bit at some point. I don't know if we're going to get to it with this episode. This episode is most likely going to work on getting a pseudo-realistic forestry area up here in the woods. I did think about, and I'm gonna see if we can have the industrial areas. I don't know if we can find the. There we go, natural resources. Just as I thought, this is all farmland down here, so we can make this a farming community as well. I do plan on building the city out a fair amount this way for building purposes, for residential purposes, and then this will be predominantly, obviously, forest. I haven't taken a look at what the rest of this map looks like because we just got the ability to look at the natural resources a few minutes ago. So so I just want to take a look here. I don't see much ore around. We do have some oil down here, which is always good. A fair amount of farming. I do not see a lot of ore. That's interesting. There we go. There's a little bit down here along the coast, which I don't know what we're gonna do with that, but we will. I'll have to take a look at it, and then plan it out and see how it goes. But yeah, it's down here along the water, along the river there, so we can make that work. We can definitely make that work. Looks like this might be the only oil though, the only major oil. So it's right on the train line, which is nice, and right on the highway, which is nice, so we could definitely make some use of that. Although we do have some oil down here too, which I had originally planned to make sort of a tourist area. So I guess we may have to adjust a little bit, but we will see how it works out in the end. Like I said, I have a loose plan for the entire region, but because of things just like that, that's why I have it as a loose plan. Sometimes the area is not what we think it is, so let's give it a whirl. I think I'm going to right here. We are going to move some roads. I don't know if the industrial roads are available yet. Let me get out of this traffic view. I don't like this traffic view all the time when you're doing roads. Yeah, they keep popping into traffic view, and I always like to be in regular. So yeah, we do have some industrial roads, I think, available now. I do have a lot of roads and assets downloaded from the workshop, so I do have to scroll through quite a bit to get to what I need. So, all right. So we will run a. I'm probably going to do these mountain almost like 2-lane gravel roads up into the forestry area, just because when you do have those, Bill, you don't have straight up roads going in. You might have a main road going into the area itself, but the forestry, where the trucks and the resource extractors are pulling the resources into the storage areas. Those are just going to be your normal normal size road, so we'll do like an industrial type road there for that. Without further ado, we are going to start with, let me see what roads we have here. That's a 2-lane in each direction. So we will use that road to run it up. Basic road with a median, I don't think that's it. And then we have a 2-lane road. We're going to run this one up this way from there. Slope too steep, see, so we're already going to have to get a little funky with where we're going to be going with these roads and how it's going to work out. I think we'll do something like that, and then we'll go back here into the wooded area and continue up the hill if we can. Like I said, I like to keep it somewhat realistic. And then we'll put the first of our industries, which is the forestry industry. We're going to have, I thought we had the forestry industry unlocked, but it doesn't look like we do just yet. So we are going to lay some pipes over here so we can, now we'll look at the underneath. So when we are ready to do that, we will be good to go up that way. Looks like we need some workers around, not enough workers, so we're going to have to build some more houses. I do want to, eventually I want to get a nice little city center type area along the little riverbed over here. We're going to have to take this guy out right there. We have a 4-lane road with a median that will extend right off of this, so let's see here. 4-lane road with a median, I believe that's the road. There it is. Overlay. And we are going to go this way. That's not it at all. That's a 4-lane road with a turn lane, it must be. Yeah, it's probably that. So we will upgrade. There we go, that looks a little bit better. And over here, it's going to be like an avenue. That'll be like the avenue that's coming through. And we got a little fire burning down here. That's not good. Let's go see how the NeightWolf County Fire Department takes care of this, or if they do at all. Do we even have a fire department? Where are these guys? The response times are terrible. I thought we put one in, but it is apparent that there is no fire department. That could be a problem. Or said, maybe we were thinking about doing it, and we hadn't gotten to it yet because of the monetary issues that we had in the episode before. So we're going to stick this fire department right here. These guys can hopefully respond and start extinguishing this fire that has been burning for, in game time, probably about 3 months now. And here comes the first rig. Very British looking, that rig. We're going to go ahead and fix that so they're American looking rigs. That building already burned down. Nice stop, guys. See you later. Nice stop. So we're going to have to go ahead and bulldoze this, let it build back up again. Got a little bit of a crime problem over here, so we need a police department. I thought we already did this stuff, guys, but this is going to be like the downtown type area over here, so we're going to have a police station over here, the fire department over here, more like a city center type layout. I just hit 200 subscribers today. Really happy with that, so I'm very happy with that. And please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I know this game's not as high energy as a lot of the stuff that I play, but I really do I enjoy the chill out games every once in a while. It's the day before Easter. I just work 24 hours. Sometimes I like to come home and have a cup of coffee in the coffee stream and just relax and play a little City Skylines. Just it's nice to do every once in a while. What's this road look like? Let's give a little couple of tests out here. This road, it's got some nice sidewalks to it. And we'll do yeah, we're gonna make that a downtown area over here, starting here. Maybe we will do something like that over here. Put that from the firehouse up, right in between the police and the firehouse, police station and firehouse. We'll right up here, and then I'm gonna make some. Go right behind the firehouse, right down along the river, or right down along the water, and build that out a little bit. We have a ton of money here, so we can't go crazy. So I'm gonna build out. We're gonna have a couple of stores right along the water, hopefully. And we're just gonna do, like I said, I want to keep it pseudo-realistic, as realistic as I can, without going nuts here. So I don't like just, you know, plopping blocks and blocks of commercial and or industrial, because it just doesn't look doesn't have the town look to it. So although this here probably could, right over here I could, you know, match these up a little bit, see how it goes. So that the mod that I used here, I have a very high New York Police and Fire influence on most of my stuff. So I use this modification mod that I can put in the description below if anybody's interested. And that's basically will tell you can tell each individual place or each individual asset what type of rig or what type of unit you want to spawn there. So police station's always going to be these NYPD looking patrol cars, so we'll always spawn that. Fire departments are going to be more, instead of the European looking rigs, they're going to be more of the American Pierce style rigs. So it's just you know, again, adds a little bit more depth to the game. So let's see what services these guys are offering over here. I gotta watch out. Did I put any schools in the game yet? Because I gotta bump up the power budget, because the power is lacking. So let's pop that up to 75. Because people are upset. Over here we got some vacant buildings because we don't have enough workers, so we're going to work on that just in a few minutes. For the vacants, nobody likes vacants in the town. Fire department definitely does not. We'll sip of coffee out of the brand new NeightWolf merch. That's available on the website. I can put a description, or there will be a description below. The website. I'm really happy with the way this coffee cup turned out. I like it. My logo looks real sharp on there. So, all right, let's build a couple of the roads, our residential roads, which was this, and we are going to build out. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I don't like how all these houses are lined up. I might do something with that out, something other than that, but. Oh yeah, we did put a school in there. I think that's a school, or that might be the health center. But we're gonna build these down, and then we're just gonna make blocks, just regular, just like an old school Midwestern town, for lack of better words. I'm just gonna make it look like a regular town. houses. Actually, that'll be a big corner house, like a big corner house like they have in those older towns. Smaller houses down on the side streets. That building's already gone, so we'll I don't know if you guys can tell what I'm going with here, but you know, each time these blocks don't line up, it really won't let another house build across, to my knowledge. So if you let one start, then it'll level up as that sort of a building, the 2x4 building or the 1x4 building, and it will level up, you know, in that style. So I could essentially come over here and I could put another, if this was zoned out, I could put another 2x4 building this way, and that shouldn't take over that, the way I understand the game right now. So like this right now, I can take and make a 2x3 building here, and it will pull from the 2x3 assets to make that property. Just kind of cool. I mean, it's very nerdy. I like it. I like that function of the game. Just the way I like to play it. Doesn't mean that you have to play it that way, but just the way I like to play it. Just adds, instead of just having blocks and blocks similar to this, where it's just butted up against each other the whole way, it just adds a little bit of depth to the game, in my opinion. I've had a couple of questions on my from different people on this game, and if you enjoyed SimCity when we were kids, or when I was a kid, which I did, I grew up on that game. I had a ball playing that game. So we got a little bit of an electrical issue here. I'm gonna have to bump it up again. So we'll bump this up to 80. Maybe I'll go up to 90 just to make sure we're good. And this is probably needing to come up a little bit too. City services always in trouble. As a public safety servant, I choose to. I try to keep the everything pretty much fully staffed when I can. I attempt to anyway. So yeah, garbage is piling up here. So let's give the garbage a look. Crime rate's okay because we got the police station that's squared away. It's got good access. The green roads, it's got good access. Noise is a problem on the avenue here, but that's why we keep the commercial on the avenue and the residential on the side streets. Pollution, I don't know why it's high along the map here. That's interesting. But obviously we have it in the industrial area. It's a problem. We got no leisure, so everybody's irritated about that. Fire department coverage is good. Green everywhere. Over here they got a bit of a problem with that, but that's only because the fire department has to come all the way around, go around the roundabout over the bridge and get over there. Eventually we'll build another firehouse over here, as any town would. Traffic's okay, relatively light. We got our health is good. We have one facility right there, and they're spawning these ambulances that again look like American rigs and not so much. Yeah, so we have one spot over here that's got a problem with garbage. And our garbage processing status is in the red. So do we need... Actually, I think I'm going to just bump up the budget a little bit here. And we'll kick that up to 90 and see how, if it's a budget issue or if it's a processing issue. Take a couple seconds to refresh. Actually, it's going to take a few seconds to get the garbage truck over here to figure out what's going on. I think it's just a budgeting issue, so we shall see. Alright, we do have some power's good. Alright, we're going to continue on our building. Like I said, we're going to make this like a downtown looking area. We're going to pull that, if I can remember which one it was without getting out of the traffic menu. We're going to come right down. that's going to line up. And we're going to have to take out that commercial building, but that's okay. Because we are going to have some more commercial over here. And then this will come up here. And we're going to line that up eventually. And I think it's just so we can zone this out a little bit. For a little bit more there we go. I'm not too happy with that, but that's okay. I really, I can't figure out how to shut those, you know, look at this unlocked building, brand new unlocked building, this and that. I can't figure out how to shut those alerts off, so that's why we are burdened with seeing those through the entire thing. Let's do a nice 4x4 building there, maybe something nice will pop up in there. Do some 3s over there. Might do a park. Right over here. We might do a park. So that's probably, yeah. Definitely have the commercial need here, so that's good. Let's see where the schools are. Where's our overlay? We do have a school. We need a high school eventually, though. We don't have that yet, but we will be working on that soon. And we have a drastic need for residential, which we will be getting to very soon. Let's get back to our... We got about $12,000, so we got to watch out. I always do this, too. I always... overextend my budget, which if you saw episode 1, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because it went to hell pretty fast. So we're gonna come out $1,000 this way, $1,000 that way. We'll connect it back over here eventually. Actually, I'm gonna leave this like that so we can connect it. And we're gonna go right down here by the highway, but not as far as the highway, because from what I saw, this appears to be an oil area over here. So I want people living too close to the oil areas, but sometimes you have to. Maybe we'll build a little slum over there. It's always in my wheelhouse, slums, for whatever reason. So straight up the middle here and make a little dead end just before we get to that. That'll continue it right there. That'll join the sidewalk so people can walk and get to the stores and things like that, or bus line, or whatever I decide to throw over there. With that sidewalk being connected, which you can also do with the Move It mod if we couldn't, you know, get that tied up nicely. We can build a bus line there, and all these people in the neighborhood will walk over there. So that's nice. I think I'm going to connect these also, just to make it a thoroughfare. All right, let's get some people moved in. Nice big corner house. All four corners, just like a big colonial style houses that would be in any small town. And you fill them in with the usually smaller houses that they have. If you guys have spent any time in the Midwest or seen any like smaller towns in the Midwest, that's kind of how most of them are laid out, where you have these tremendous old houses on the corners, and then the blocks just kind of fill in after that. So I grew up in a small town in Illinois, and it's exactly how it was laid out. And I'll come in later on and start. I'll come back in and start filling in like trees. I might throw some alleys in here. Haven't decided yet, but when I get a little bit of this city going and kind of self-sufficient, I will come back in and try to make it more of a photo-esque, realistic looking, you know, almost picturesque or picture quality is what I would like to do. I know there are a ton of guys out there that are a lot better at that than me, but I am. This is my first series that I'm actually going to give that aspect of this game a whirl. I typically just play and do my thing and not really worry too much about the how it looks or the realism aspect of it. But that was one of my goals for this one, is that I really do want to attempt making it look nice as well, making it look like a realistic city in addition to just a functional one. Sometimes the game mechanics are, you know, you can get away with doing certain things, but you know, it's not realistic looking. Obviously, like for instance, your steep inclines where you could have a road going at tremendous heights over no distance and having a crazy road looking. So yeah, this is kind of the look I'm looking for. Second. This is kind of the look I'm looking for. Would have been nicer if those houses were more colonial looking and old school, but you know, we'll make it work. But that is exactly what I was. That kind of look where you're got the big houses on the corners, and then you kind of fill in the rest. That's exactly what I was looking for. So just the which I could fix with themes. I'm not going to do that on camera because it's could get a little boring and tedious. So. A couple things to think about here, guys. A lot of people are into the like I was saying before, the art part of this game. I'm just getting into that aspect of the game, so I do appreciate it. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm gonna see how it goes in that regard. And this episode will be probably about an hour. And we're going to be just motoring through and trying to get this city set up in a functional layout. This is going to be the small, you know, in theory, a small town. We got about where are we at here? We got about 1,200 people, almost 1,300 people moving in, which is good. And they're all driving to work at this point because that's what towns this size do. Oh, we need to bump up the water a little bit. Up to 90%. And there we go. Should be pumping enough water now. I don't think it's a capacity issue. Maybe it is a capacity issue. No, it is a capacity issue because this well has sucked it dry. All right. I don't know if we will see here. Might not have enough water, which was one of my concerns before, to to sustain the town as it is. Yeah, see, it's sucking it dry, so now this one's not getting any water now. So we're gonna have to call an audible, and we might have to go to the ocean to get water now. And we only have $3,000 to do that. So we're gonna have to let our funds build up a little bit, and we will go from there. We are gonna make a move over there, and I'll probably just use the move it mod to move our pumps, and then I just gotta make sure that I have enough money to move the pumps and the pipes over that way. So. And power. So we're gonna take one, and we will grab it, and we're gonna take it over here. I don't remember how to spin it because it's been a while since I've used this. Ah, very jumpy. Follow the terrain. Use shift. Pop it over here. I don't know why it's moving like that. Whenever I hit the left mouse button, it goes way the hell over there. Yeah, well, we got to move over here anyway. So let's see how we're doing over here now. Right now, we do have enough water being pumped. I don't want to get too crazy right here. I'll fix that the other one off camera just so you guys don't have to watch me mess around with it. So, yeah, we're gonna bring up here, and then yeah, I could have swore we had the ability to. Before we logged off, I thought we had last episode. I thought we had a fire department. I thought we had all that stuff, but I guess not. Looking good. I don't know what this little glitch is over here. It's like a. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't know if it's just because it's on the map, or where it's at on the map, or what. But I'm gonna make these people move. They're all gonna move. I don't like where they're living. This whole thing over here, I'm not sure about where they're living, so I'm gonna make that a nice little green space and not really mess with it. They can all move into the houses. There's plenty of room, so. Let's take a look. I wonder if we're going to have any flooding problems in the future over here. This pretty low-lying industrial area right here. That'll be interesting to know. Interesting to figure out. Might have to build some flood walls, flood plains. Some nice old factory buildings over here. Garment factory. It's nice. Oh, look at this thing. Nice little dock. Does need some crates around though, doesn't it? You can do a couple of crates here. Put a few crates, maybe a tractor trailer on the. Oh, we need to turn on anarchy. I forget which one that is. There we go. Anarchy's on. Let's put this. So Anarchy is a phenomenal mod. I know a lot of the guys, they love that that mod. I do too. It allows you to put place things on things, or place assets on assets, or place assets within different things. So, like things like that. You know, make it a little bit more realistic. So now, you know, you can even put this thing back a little bit and set up a whole scene here just in that building. So it definitely allows you to do a lot of really cool things. You know, for instance, this is this dice roller basically is going to change it every time. So if I want to put these barrels here, you do that, and now it's going to change it to something else. So, you know, stacks of lumber, whatever it is. So, kind of neat. Get rid of that and that. But that looks like a legit little warehouse now. I could do something crazy, something as well to make this a, you know, once again, just a little bit more realistic. I could park the forklift right over here. I could put it right here on the side. Can increase the where it's going to sit and go from there. So that's all good. So you can go through and you can do all of your buildings like that, and that's kind of what I was talking about before. To make it look like a realistic city, you can go through and actually place out all that stuff, and I enjoy doing that. So you will expect to see a little bit more of that, and you know, I enjoy watching the pros do it, like Corrales or Samber, or I mean, there's just a ton of guys that are really artists, like truly artists with that stuff, and I do enjoy watching how they can make a city come alive. It's really just supposed to be a city building game like SimCity. They can really make a city pop like that. It's truly amazing. All right, let's build out a couple of. Well, we do have a little bit of a demand for everything now, so I just want to be careful not to build too much, so the water problem doesn't come to fruition until I get a chance to fix the pumps. Sucking the river dry over there. Let's try one thing that I was. Yes, this thing's being crazy. I can't spin it like you normally can. I don't know why it's not doing that, but we're not gonna mess with it on camera. I'll mess with it off camera. So. I got a little bit of a power problem over there. Let's see what we're looking at. It's probably just a budgetary item. Bump up the power to 100. Still got some people moving in, not a ton, but that's okay. Again, I don't want to overstretch anything and overstretch the budget in the meantime. As in the comments below, let me know what you think about the city, how you like to build a city. What are your tips for making a city yours? And understand that I'm not, I don't consider myself a pro at this type of a city building game. I mean, there are definitely guys out there with a lot more expertise than I. I do, like I said, I enjoy the game. But if you have any tips or things that you would like to see me do, or things that I would like to, you think things that I need to know, throw them in the comments. I'm all ears. I really have no, you know, I like to listen to everybody's input, and I have no qualms about. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I have very thick skin, so don't worry about that. Water issues. We might have to go over here by this river, but we definitely do not have the money to get pipes from here to there and electricity. I can almost guarantee that. That is a long way. Yeah, we're looking at $6,200 to get pipes there. And that's not even the electricity we're talking about yet. Electricity, we're talking another 6,800. So we need 12 grand just in utilities before we can even make this move. But this may be my move for water, and then eventually, we're saving the game, so I got a little bit of a lag. We're a tiny town. Look at that. Now we got some parks. We got industrial areas that I thought we already had, but I guess not. That's okay. You know, we can start to make some real money now. Night tours, celebrations, recycling garbage, rail junctions, park paths, zoo paths. There's our industrial roads that we can use. Small industrial roads, mediums, and I do enjoy. I like this one because the trucks can get in and out rather easy. And some keys, they call them, industry fences, small parks, which is always nice, warehouse yards. So all these things we are now able to place in the game. County church, small churches, warehouses, all good stuff. Mobile offices, you know, this is more of the realism things. The nuclear power plant, that's, I think you have to build that out. That's not a... all these things are there. All these things are available in the workshop, which is exactly where I got them, and then I put them in there. So our next milestone is 2,400. That's 1,000 people from now, and we'll go from here. So we did get some money, so that's a plus. We might solve our water issue right now with that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the farmland. I don't want to just run power lines willy-nilly through the farmland. Yeah, I think we're going to skirt right along the bottom edge here. We're probably not going to mess with this. This is probably going to make a park down the road. But this is like the primo farmland. The bright yellow area here is the primo stuff. So, yeah, I think we're going to run wires right through here, I think. There. And then we got to run pipes along the same area. So we're going to get rid of some of these extra pipes over here. And then this is actually going to be gone too, if I can figure out how to get it over there and get it spun around where it needs to be spun around. Oh, that's why it wouldn't let me spin it. It's attached to pipes. Well, that makes a lot more sense now. Because it was that movement mod attached it to a pipe. And then that makes a lot more sense of why I couldn't spin the thing. So we might have to destroy this thing, which is fine, and then build a new one. That makes a lot more sense why I couldn't spin that thing around. Now that in the background here, I don't know why those pipes are there. Is that going to be glitchy now? Is that going to glitch in? Yeah, it's not there anywhere else. So hopefully when we restart the game, it won't be there either. So that's okay. We'll go over here and hop in the water pump that's actually going to be doing what we need it to do without draining a small creek. Let's see how the power is. So we've basically, the bonus that we got from becoming a small town is now it was fixing our water problem that we had. So it's unfortunate that we weren't really able to do a ton more with it, but we did have to fix that problem. Let's check out our water. We have tons of water now. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this creek and get rid of that one. We will put together these power lines in a nice realistic look. And that should be that. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. Probably I may end up widening this river out a little bit. Yeah, if we have some flooding issues or anything like that, we may widen it out a little bit, or build seawalls, or they're called keys in the game. We can also do that. So now we have, should be water to everybody. Plenty. Way over here, and then we can actually build a water treatment facility, a realistic looking water treatment facility out here, since we're drawing water from the mountain, and you know, that'll look kind of cool too. So we will let's start on, should we do farming first, or should we do the, I think we got tons of farming right here. I think we may start on farming just because it's going to be easier to put together. So let's take a look at what we got for farming. So right now we don't have enough money to build the farm office, the main farm building. We can't build anything, any farm stuff, without the main farm office. So what we need is, actually we have to do a farm industry area first, which is going to be right here. So let's take a look and see what our farming area looks like. We can go all the way up and around here, and I think we will run it. This will be the first one. So we'll run it all the way around here and make this the first farm. Any Streamlabs donations or Patreon supporters, we will name this farm after you. We can do that. Right now it's Poplar Industrial State. We're going to make it a farming area, but if you donate or purchase merch off the merch website in the description below, we will I will rename the any farming or any industrial area after you. I'll pick them randomly, and we can go from there and see how it goes. Obviously, donations are not expected, but they're always appreciated. Okay, so now let's make that area a farming area by going here, and these alerts drive me crazy. But residential specifications, industrial, and we just did that. We're gonna have to take anarchy off, or it will mess us up. I just saw that that's still on. So Shift P turns that on and off. So I don't want to be building things over the top. And I'm going to make this only on one side of the street as we go down, and we will doctor that up in a little bit. But we need associated warehouses. We need there's a whole thing that comes with all of these industrial areas. In order to make them work correctly, you also have to plan accordingly. Otherwise, you could find yourself in a traffic nightmare situation. I do plan, I don't know if you guys saw in the first flyover episode, I do plan on, when highways are available, I plan on running an extension or an extension of the highway, or I forget what they call them, but a bypass up here, and that will service the interstate to keep the truck traffic out of here. In addition, I will be putting a major interchange in here to allow people to get into the city easy. But the highway itself won't run up here, but it will run through here, especially now knowing that this is all mostly farmland, and this is obviously going to be a lot of woodland. We're going to do that. Alright, so we are going to. We built our farmland area. What we now need to do is make it so they know it is a farming community. Industrial specializations, farming. Now this should change. Generic industry is what this is over here. I know why, because we don't have the appropriate road yet. That's what it is. Alright, nice flat land. Run over here and put down the main farming building. Let's see here. Right here in the area. There we go. So this is all the things we can do. The fields. This is going to let us build out the farming area. Nice thing is, I believe that all these are realism aspects. So these are the things that are actually functional, and then you can backfill them so they look like these. So the area looks like it's a huge farm. In reality, these are the only things that are performing the functions of the game. So that's just, again, that's a realism aspect of it. And like I said before, I am going to use the small alley roads or dirt roads, because farms typically, especially field farms, they do not have a huge thoroughfares that are going through between the fields. Even though a ton of truck traffic is going to be generated by this thing, by this size of a farm, you're not going to have large concrete roads running field to field. It just doesn't happen like that. So again, keeping in the functionality part of it and the realism part of it, I want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to come off of here, and we're going to come up. Actually, you know what? We're going to border this field. That's what we're going to do. Let's see where our border is of the field. Where is our... There we go. So this is the border right here. So that's where I'll take that dirt road up. Right there. Go back to the regular view now that we got our benchmark. Now this dirt road is going to run all the way up here. And then, because this is all one farm, I'm going to take this dirt road around here, and that'll be our border of the farmland, and it'll kind of turn around there. So now we can build all of our farming areas in here, and the trucks, they'll be able to do their thing. We will come across a couple different areas here and build across, and across here, and we'll go from there. I do like it later on in the game when those things stop dinging on you, and you just can do your thing. So, crop fields. Now this is going to be our main road, so I'm going to try to keep most of the stuff off of the main road so the trucks can move back and forth. We are going to start down this way because it's just easier to do so. We also have to realize that a bunch of truck traffic is going to be looking to get down here and around here. So we're going to start like that. So we got the small field. I'm going to do this just as a placeholder. except this placeholder is going to eat up all of my money. We're going to start with a crop field. So that is... looks like... what is that? 1, 2, that's 4 wide. Alright, so let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4 wide, and we're going to make our right across here. I'm going to do a straight road though. 2, 4, and then we'll go right there. Straight across. Now I want the fields to front on the inner road. You gotta watch that so it doesn't front on that. I want that to front on the inner road like that. And we have that as a small crop field. Right now it's corn. We'll keep it as corn, and we will see how it goes. Workers will start coming in. There will be up to 20 workers at this one field. We can now see our industry info, see how much it's going to gain, see how much it's going to put out. Right now we've our own production, it's making, we have a bunch of different policies we can mess with, and then what our next level up is will show us our profits and all that. So as soon as we get some money to start building up these attributes of the fields, then you can make a tremendous amount of money like that. So what are we doing? We don't have enough stuff. I don't think is probably what the commercial guys are whining about here. Not enough educated workers. So we're going to need a high school. We didn't know that before. We did know that we needed a high school before. So let's build a high school, and as soon as we do that, actually I think we're going to have to unlock building. We only have $2,000. We have 1,500 people. We're definitely not going to make it to the next benchmark in this episode. Garbage is still a problem down here. Let's kick it up to 100% and see if our garbage pickup is any better. Unfortunately, that eats into our profit for the month, but let's check out some of our metrics. Happiness levels are good, except for down here. It's probably parkland that they're a little irritated at, which we can fix as soon as we get a little bit of cash in. Land value is going up. This is good. Got some high land value down here along the water, or higher land value along the water, which is exactly what we want. And as long as crime stays low, the cops can get around. That's good. And then our trash pickup, other than that one guy down here, which seems to have fixed itself, is good as well. Alright guys, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. NeightWolf County is definitely growing. Grew a little bit here. Got some more residential. We got a water problem. We had a water problem. The water was draining here shortly into the episode, so we moved all of our water pumping capacity out here, and we built some farm area, and we're going to have some timber and forestry area up here as well. This is again the first small town in the region, and the main part of the city will be down that way. So next time we will start working on the different aspects of building this out even higher, and we will go from there. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Again, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you don't mind taking a look at the merch link down below in the Streamlabs merch for coffee cups. I plan to design some phone cases and t-shirts and things like that down the road as well. Again, thank you again for watching, and stay tuned for episode 4. We'll be here not too far away. I hope to do this a little bit more regularly than I have been. Thank you again.